with Jacob and Dam and
Dana
Donna
Hana.
Hana. It's so awesome to have you here. And we thought we'd do something a little bit different because we actually ran a YouTube masterclass a week ago. And what we decided is to just share some of the things that came up with people that were in the masterclass saying what has been holding them back from posting a lot of YouTube videos. And then we'll actually give you some strategies and ideas to help you like get over that hurdle so you could start going for it. So I'm going to start. And one of the first things that I found that people really find hard is they don't know what their topic is going to be. So I wanted to give you an idea. It's called rapid ideation. It's a brainstorming technique. So you can even go and sit down. If it's your company and you have a team that can sit around a table, if you're on your own, go and take out a notepad or have post its and just brainstorm. Like every idea is a good idea and just dump all of the different content pillars and problems that your clients could potentially be experiencing. Also, dump ideas. What are you really good at? What is your zone of genius? What do you know really well? And then start after you've done this. So maybe give yourself 5 to 10 minutes. Then you take those post its and put it in certain categories and see, is there kind of like a flow with different topics that you could potentially cover or that could become different playlists in your YouTube channel? So to give you an idea, what I did when I was doing this is actually from my overall content strategy. I was brainstorming a lot of ideas and I realized that as a trainer and a coach, some of the areas that are my zone of genius, one of it is leadership and teams. So I decided to write about that. So you'll find that a lot of my videos are on remote teams, leading a team, 5 dysfunctions of a team. I recently did a 3 video series around that. Then I found another area that was all around consultative sales. So those would all be sales related content. You'll see that's a theme that comes through. And then my other one is all on presentations. So put them together in categories, and then you could actually see if there's different playlists that you end up coming up with. So sit down, grab post-its, ideate those ideas 5 to 10 minutes, and then put it in categories so that you could actually come up besides your topic of your channel. It could actually become themes for different playlists. So that is my first one. And Donna
I'm
is
gonna
going to do
add
the second one.
So I'm gonna add to what you're saying, and I would love to hear, by the way, who's with us and like how you guys are doing. I'll add to that part of the topics that you need to make sure that your topics are also in line with your business strategy, right? That they all come to share to basically, speak on the same type of topic, same time of theme that you need to have for your channel, because it needs to be very clear. So you're not going to speak on certain topics that are not going to be relevant for your business, that you're not going to be able to generate any type of leads out of them. So this is super important as well to think about. The second thing that I've realized, and I think we both realized, that a lot of people are actually don't look at their analytics. They don't even check them out. And it's not only, by the way, on YouTube, it's on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere you've got. If you can actually start taking a look at your analytics, at the insights, for example, on Facebook and Instagram, it's going to teach you a lot. It's going to teach you who's following you, where they're coming from, their gender, their age group. You're going to learn what are the topics they're interested more and more. You're going to learn so much about them. You're going to learn like to which one they act, with which one they engage even more. Especially like on YouTube, you will see like the retention percentage. You'll see the click-through rate on your thumbnail, which is the image cover. You're going to learn so many things. It's going to really help you improve. And I shared an example the other day, or maybe it was in the morning. Sure, it's my number 5 today for like a live one. So I've shared an example that I've uploaded a new video to my YouTube channel. 2 days after, I've noticed that all my views, like 70 some percent, are coming from YouTube search. I looked at the analytics and said, okay, it's coming from there. What are the different keywords people are searching? I've noticed which one they're using. And then I saw which one I'm not using in my tags. And that's the one that I've added. Now my video, a day after, already moved to 80 some percent. So now I've got a video that have more than 200 views without even me promoting it or doing anything, just because I chose the relevant keywords just because I follow and the data on analytics. So it's super important. And in everything, I promise you, as well in your Instagram, as well in your Pinterest, no matter which platform you're using, that's something that can take your business to the next level if you're just going to listen and take a look at the analytics. So it's super important. And again,
And
just let us know who's with us now.
that was one of the areas that I really loved that you covered in the masterclass, Donna, looking at tools like TubeBuddy, looking at tagging and really delving so much deeper in the analytics. So that's definitely an amazing area. Then what I found, what is stopping a lot of people from making videos is a lack of confidence. And I wanted to just chat to you about what happens if you're not confident. So I actually recently wrote a article about this and I did some videos around this as well because I'm often coaching people on confidence. And you'll find that if you're walking into a business meeting and you're not confident, people can see it on your face. They can see it in your eyes. So you might go red, you might be stuttering and stammering, you might not really know what you want to say, and people almost think like you are not an expert if you don't come across as confident. So, lack of confidence, especially on YouTube as well, where you want to warm up an audience, where you want people to engage with you, where you're actually wanting to possibly entertain and educate. If you don't come across as confident, they're not going to listen to what you have to say. So, what I discussed in the masterclass is I gave some techniques on being confident. And I'll just share one with you as well. One of the techniques is just do some preparation. So even for this live, we did preparation. So have a structure, know what your objectives are, have key points that you want to discuss, and rehearse if you need to. So make sure that you have notes that you could refer to, whether it's posted against the wall, a mind map. So like last night, I went to a Toastmasters event, and my sister literally phoned me a little bit before the events and said, "Do you want to come and speak to us about YouTube?" Guess what I did? I took out my piece of paper and I did rapid ideation in the same way as I explained to you earlier. I went, what are the five do's and the five don'ts that I can give them? What could be a catchy opening? How can I draw them in? And what will my call to action be? So if you can just spend a little bit of time in planning and preparation, that will give you a lot of confidence. So welcome, guys. I see we have a few people on here. Do you want to drop your name and just say to us hi? What do you want to learn today from us?
Exactly. So let us know what you want to learn about YouTube and if you're using YouTube, and if you're using, are you happy? Are you not from the results? Like where you are standing around all of this. And it is, and you're so right about the confidence part, because eventually people buy from people, and if you're not really look like you know what you're doing, so people will not necessarily going to want to come and work with you. And as I gave an example today in the morning, is that sometimes I get that people come and ask me questions if I can help them with a certain thing, and I not always have the answers. But as I said, opportunities are always there. So you first of all say yes. So yes, I say yes, and then I go study, and then I go learn about these things, and then I come with a solution, and then I can do it. So don't be afraid from this. Like, people don't need to know how much do you know. Okay, so think about it from that side as well. If you look confident and you speak like you know what you're talking about, it's gonna really help you. And that actually links to the next one as well. That, like, a lot of people I've noticed don't really actually have like define their target market. Most people don't know who they're even targeting, or they think like, oh no, but everyone who needs coaching. Oh no, but everyone who needs like photographing or whatever the business is. But bottom line, in the end, it doesn't work like this. You cannot be everything to everyone. You really need to work on niching yourself. I always give the example of the spaghetti that you throw it on the wall, right? Whatever sticks, sticks, whatever falls, falls. It doesn't work like this in real life. You really want to make sure that you're investing your time and energy on the right people. Because if you're going to invest yourself at the time on the wrong people, it means that their expectation level will be in a certain way, but what you will provide will be not the same for them. So there's going to be a gap there that gap can actually destroy your brand, because people will be like, it's not what I was expecting. I did not receive what I wanted. I came either to the meeting and it wasn't like this. I was watching in the channel and it wasn't like this. So it's really important to define it. And one of the way to define your target market is to actually find their pain points, okay? Where are they suffering? What is the problem that they are experiencing? Because we no longer selling a product or a service, you solving a problem. That's the difference between a small business owner to entrepreneur, okay? That's the main difference. It's a different point of view of looking at things. So if you, by the way, want to learn how to define your target market, I do have a free questionnaire that you can complete. And you just need to give me your email address and I'll send it to you. And I'm also going to put after like a link for you to download if you're watching it later. So it is very important, because this is going to help you to get your channel to a better place, because you're going to attract the right people that you're going to eventually be able to convert them to clients.
What I've also found is, and this is also in my presentation coaching that now comes through in videos on YouTube, you need to have a clear goal or intention and call to action in every single video. So, what do you want people to do after they've watched your video? Do you want them to go and try out a live themselves? Do you want them to actually start a YouTube channel? Do you want them to go and fill out a questionnaire? Do you want them to go and click on a specific link or write you a review? So you need to ask yourself, what do you want them to do? And I was coaching a guy many years ago, and I asked him, what is your call to action for this speech? And it was quite interesting, Donna. It was about raising money for a Montessori school in a township. And he just said to me his heart was so sore because what was happening is the roof was leaking, the lights wasn't working in the school, but different um, all of the kids' toys and all of the equipment of the school was really well looked after. So he wanted to raise money for the school, and he's doing this beautiful speech talking about the music that he heard, the ballet that his daughter went doing, and then afterwards he said, please join this club where you can donate 200 Rand a month, which goes to the infrastructure of the school. So he kind of like was very clear on his call to action. So afterwards I said to him, what happened? And he said one of the ladies donated 200,000 to the school that was in that room. So if you don't have a clear call to action, you're not going to be surprised if it doesn't happen. So ask people, if you're liking our content, please subscribe to our channel. Click on the notification button, go follow on this link, give us your email address so we can send you the details of our masterclass. Ask them, and then they can actually engage with you in that way. You've
And
kind of spoken about this already. I'm just showing it again if you wanted to add
before I'm
anything.
going to say something about it, so I can read what Nina is saying. So it's amazing to hear that you have attended our masterclass and we remember, and it's nice that you're here to listen and to get more advice. And I said that you're about like to film your first video. I'm just saying, go for it. Just do it. Don't overweight. There is no perfect moment. There's no perfect timing, whatever you're looking for, just do it. Sometimes we can just even film like small stuff, like how's the day is going on, or like different tips. There's so many different ways to do it to make it very easy. And I'm going to link it to the next one as well. And I do agree, by the way, with the call to action, because I think a lot of people feel uncomfortable, okay, for the lead of action, like how to say something. But bottom line, we all have a business. We're all trying to get somewhere. So you just need to put it out there. So don't be afraid. Like, we will invite you now to our masterclass. We will invite you now to subscribe to our YouTube channel to learn even more. So don't be afraid. And if you want to have a lead to action, put it in the comments here. Let us know what you want. And that's the thing. Like, we're trying to have a discussion here as well. So. And really come and grab your early birds before it's ending. And it's $2.99, seriously, for 2 hours of recording with a private Facebook group that you will get the supporter. So why not? And about the next point is about the business strategy. We already start to speak about it, but you really need to remember, If you don't have a clear business strategy, how can you expect your business to grow? And how can you expect your potential clients to know what the business is all about? You need to be very clear with this, okay? This is like the lighthouse for you. You walk in a path, and this is what guides you. This is what's going to remind you all the time. Are you on the right track? Are you going in the right direction? Like what you're doing with your business. It's going to remind you as well. Like if you open and decide to go on a YouTube channel, is it going to help you to grow your business? Yes or not? If not, so it's a waste of time and energy. So don't do it. But if it is, okay, what are the topics I can choose? When is the best time? Who am I targeting? All of that in order for all of it to be in line with your business strategy, because that's something that a lot of business actually don't even know what it means. And I would love to hear in the comments. Do you know what does it mean, the business strategy? Have you ever defined the business strategy? If you know that, just put in the comments. Doesn't matter if you're watching on a rewind. I would love to hear more. Like, how much do you know about this?
I just want to add something to this point. I was recently doing a strategy session with a client of mine, and there was quite sad things that actually happened in his business because his business partner actually passed away. So often when I'm doing work around leadership and teams, you're finding that there's different phases of a team. You'll find the norming, storming, forming, performing, and finally adjourning, where a team member either resigns or they get fired. But sometimes people actually die. That's the way how they exit a team, and it's an uncomfortable one, especially if they're one of the co-owners of the business. So obviously their strategy for this massive business was aligned to two directors' goals. So suddenly he had to take ownership after getting out of mourning to say, okay, how long am I going to stay in this business? What is the executive direction we're going into? And do I eventually want to work on an exit strategy? Because so many years ago, I said by now I would have left the business. So, like, sometimes people need to align, is this business even still serving me or not? And maybe what you've been doing is not, and something like a YouTube channel could actually be taking your business on a totally different strategy and making it so much more exciting. So I was, for instance, chatting to a lady that is running an arts festival, and this last year they haven't been able to have that arts festival at all. But now YouTube gives them the opportunity to give them almost like a media presence where they could get actors and singers also doing this. So it's actually quite a nice opportunity to make use of it. Yeah. Do you
No,
want to
and
add
you're
more
absolutely right.
around this, Donna?
No, so you're absolutely right in this. And sometimes we're afraid to admit that there is a certain time that you ending something, but it's not. See, it's an opportunity to grow, to do something else. Because bottom line, like, the world is changing as well. Like, I was like saying today to someone that when I've done my first degree, social media wasn't even there. Things are changing. Life is evolving for everyone. And the good thing is that if you learn to look at your partnership or look at your business and come and observe from the side and say, okay, now it's at the point that something is not working. It's time for me to make a change. Don't be afraid, just do it. And there are so many options on where to take your business, how to take it. And again, if I look at the different points we spoke, a business strategy, you can start with one business strategy, but you can change it along the time, because you've changed something and you change, whatever the reason is. A target market. Target market is also something that you need to check every few months because it is changing. I can say that for everyone during COVID, their marketing target have changed because the consumer behavior has changed. People move to the online. So you need to remember this. So you need to pay attention to the stuff. That's why it's always good to be alert and to check up and see what's changing, where I can change, what else can I do, where I can go. You want to go to the next point?
Yes. The next point is, Donna, you were talking about this as well when you were talking about the strategy. Is if you're not in your topics actually addressing the pains or the desires of the client. So neuroscience proves that People either want to move towards a goal, so they either want to climb a mountain, achieve a specific goal in life, or they want to get rid of a fire, or like you were saying, what is keeping your clients awake at night? What are they stressing about? So if you can actually find out what that is, that should be what a topic should be about. And that's when you're actually brainstorming in terms of your target audience. That's what you should be brainstorming around. And you could do surveys around this, you could do polls about this, but ask your clients what's keeping them awake at night.
And I'll give you another way to look at this before we move to the next one. In the past, people used to act, then think, and then feel something. Okay. So they know something is broken, they're going to go buy it. Okay. So they think, they act. After they bought it, they will start feeling like, okay, what does it mean? If I make the right decision? They start like second guessing and thinking about it from a feeling side. But today it's changed in the last more than decades. It really changed and it moved to the fact that like people are first feeling, then they actually acting, and then they thinking. And always easy to see it with moms, right? So the first, you make them feel guilt, right? You want to be a good mom. Are you a good mom? Are you doing whatever you can for your baby? They're going and touch her feelings. They're touching sensitive places. So she goes and buy it. After she buy it, then she starts to think, am I making the right decision? Am I doing the right thing for my baby? How does my baby react? And that's why it's very important to touch their pain points, to see what is the problem that they experience, what's, as you said, like make them not to sleep at night, all of this. If you can get to that and you can chat with them about this, okay, put it out there. It will make it easier for them eventually to come to you because they know that you understand them, you know exactly what you're talking about, and that you also have the solution that they desire. And the next one is actually about lack of consistency, which also consistency, it comes in two ways. It's consistency with your content and consistency with your timing, okay? But with the content is the most important part, because with the timing, okay, for everyone, we have our moments and days that we don't feel like posting, that we don't have the time to be active, or we're not in a mood, or whatever is going on in our life. But you do need to build your crowd in a certain way. And I can say that I had some tough months recently. But because I wasn't as active as I used to, I actually received messages from different people from the different groups and asking, are you okay? Is everything okay? You're very quiet, because they got so used for me to being there. And that's the nice thing to see. As well, if you're not going to be consistent with your content, so people will say like, okay, so what do you want from me? What are you trying to sell? I don't get it. They won't see you as their go-to person. They won't see you as the type of guru that want to come and ask the question, because you don't look professional when you're not consistent with your content. If today we're going to speak about YouTube, but tomorrow we're going to speak with you about cooking classes or makeup classes, doesn't look serious. But if we stay on the social media side, branding side, so we're consistent with the type of content we're providing. And if you're watching our different lives, and if you will watch our masterclass, which we highly recommend on, you will see that we actually saying similar things. And there is a logic to this, that if you can just take some of the things we're saying and start implementing them, you will see results, which that's going to help you and us to build a certain type of relationship. And we were saying just before we started that one of the ladies that did the masterclass was Ellen. And it was just amazing to see how she took the tips and implemented them in some of her videos. It was amazing to see. And that's the things, like that's what we're trying to get with you. So I really recommend for you guys, early bird is $2.99. Seriously. I feel like I'm on like channels like on TV they're trying to sell.
And here's another testimonial of Nina Pavlovic from the UK that attended our masterclass that said she took a lot away from it. And Nina, we were also inspired by you guys. The fact that the group that attended the masterclass all agreed that they would do at least 3 videos a week. And they were saying how many subscribers they want to have and what their goals and desires are. I literally went and sat down the Friday, the day after the masterclass, had my outfits ready, and I batched 15 videos. But what I did do beforehand, what I have to say is, I did rapid ideation around my social media content strategies. I'd already had my different content pillars. I knew exactly what were potential topics I could speak on, and I even knew what tags to use. So, you definitely first have to start with the rapid ideation brainstorming, where you could have a lot of content ideas and things that you could speak about, and it was all based on the problems and the dreams and desires my clients were experiencing. So if you're looking at that, that will help you to, when you're actually putting the videos together, to already have content that you can then add into your analytics and your tagging.
And I
Yeah,
want to
so we
add
would
to
love
this.
to have you.
Yes, and I would love to add to this that, like, we did spoke about today, like we gave an example that sometimes you come with certain ideas for topics, and sometimes you actually just do a tutorial to one of your clients because they're asking so many questions about a certain topic, and you make this. And sometimes by actually just listening and reading people comments. And I actually did a live today with this Israeli lady that actually lives in the Philippines. And she was saying that for a certain period of time, she removed the comments from her YouTube because she was afraid from that part. And I was saying that the opposite is true because I'm in the comments a lot of time getting questions, and through that you can get clients. And as well, I get ideas for topics for videos because I've done a tutorial to a client, and then everyone started to watch it apparently, and it became my best viewer. And everyone asked for a different video because of this. So it's a cycle. So the ideas for your videos not only come just from you, but also listen to your target market, listen to what they're saying, put it out there, ask questions on the different social media platforms, ask them, what would you like me to make a video about? What are you interested to hear more, to learn more? Ask them, get them to be part of, get them to be involved. By getting them to be involved, you're actually building a stronger connection with them, and that's going to really help you grow as well.
Definitely. And I think it's also about asking open ended questions. Don't just ask close ended questions. So ask them questions like that's the words that journalists use. I call it the hotel and five whiskeys. So it's the how, who, what, where, when, why. You know, what specifically would interest you? Why is that such an issue for you? How would you like that to look like? So it actually allows the person to think a bit more and give you more of a loaded answer than just, would you be interested in coming on our class? So if I'm asking you the question, how could a YouTube channel or how could warming up your audience make a difference in your business?
And that's a
Um,
very good one. Sorry.
Nina said something. Make it clear that the price is in South African rands. Okay. So so Nina, in pounds. So you're based in the UK. How many pounds was it? So it's 299 rands, and in pounds, how many pounds it was? And she's saying it was quite easy because we make use of PayFast, so you can just click on the link and pay using your credit card.
I can say that in dollars because I've recharged it like
Yes.
so it's $22 American US dollars, and it's 70 shekels, which is basically in nothing. It's a joke as well from that side. But thank you for that comment. So it is 299 rand, which is really not a lot. But you know what? And I'm also, by the way, going to publish tomorrow. It's actually already ready, and I've done it as well on LinkedIn. But I made an article speaking about if you are a YouTuber and the things you need to focus about, what's the purpose of the channel theme, and finding the niche. Because this is the basic that you need for your channel to grow. Okay. And it's in everything you want to do. It doesn't matter on which social media platform. This is something that is super important. If you can be clear with yourself as much as you can, it's really going to help you to grow. Because once you are sorted and you know exactly what you're doing, you're going to know how to attract the right people to you. And that's something that is very important. So make sure you do that. If you guys have questions, if you watch it up there, but you're not sure, you're more than welcome to come and reach out to the two of us and ask questions on a private message. You can join us here You can find us on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. So we're very active. We're going to do more lives as well on Instagram as well. Any question, feel free. If you're not sure if YouTube is the right platform for you and you want to actually check before you actually start and doing something, so you're more than welcome to ask the questions before. And I really recommend complete the questionnaire of the target market, because this is going to really help you understand where your target market, where you need to be from social media perspective. Okay, because if you know who you're targeting, you know exactly where to find them and when to find them, and you're going to know where they are engaging the most. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to waste your time and energy on the wrong platforms, okay, and on the wrong content, and share them on the wrong timing. Okay, so this is super important. That's an extra tip, like for everyone else that's here.
So I just want to end off with a quote from one of my favorite stories, which is Alice in Wonderland. So Alice ended up at a fork in the road and she didn't know where to go. And this random cat appeared from the tree and she said to him, "Which road should I take?" And he said, "Well, it depends where you want to go." And she said, "I don't really know." And he said, "Well, then any road can take you there. If you don't have a clear goal and direction and you don't know what you want to achieve with your business, your marketing, your target audience, your message, and even if your videos, you're not going to reach the results that you want to get. So please come and buy our masterclass. That will be your first step. We also offer consultations as a group. I'm going to be helping a lady on an arts festival with ideation. Donna's going to be helping her with the analytics, and step by step we can help you get there. So guys, start with this first step and get your foundation right, because in the masterclass specifically, I think what will help the people most, Donna, is just that starting off step by step. What do you need to do to start your channel? And then there's the areas of how do you now grow it, looking at the analytics, and then we're looking at how do you develop the videos. We're looking at lighting, sound, frame, confidence. So everything that will give you the groundwork and the foundation to really make you piping hot. So we want to get you there to start, and so you can get to the destination that you want to end up with for your business.
And also, if we think about it from that side, okay, if we're gonna take like the videos that you've done, and we're gonna look at the behind the scenes, okay, we look at the background and the backstage, and we're gonna see like what did you use in the title, the description, the tags, all of the. There's a lot of things that we can help you. That if you're just gonna start changing them, you can start seeing results. As I said, like as I gave the example, my video was on 70%, which is a lot from a YouTube search. But because I've noticed certain stuff and I made their changes immediately, it already jumped even more. So like as we speak, like my analytics is always in front of my face. I can always see it. I can always clear. You get all the information of real time, like how many people actually watched it in the last 48 hours, what are they watching the most, all of that. You can really get all of that information there. And it can teach you so much. But it's not only that, it's like to look at what you write, to look at what you do, see what's working, what's not, and that's how you can take your channel to a better place. And that's in everything, by the way. Even look at Instagram, right? You can see which people like which type of post, with what they engage more, what if they saved more, what if they shared more, and then it can get you, okay, they like this type of post, okay, so I can do more of this, and just go with it. So as I said, always listen to your target market.
Definitely. And Nina, please tell us when are you planning? What is your deadline to make this video? And please share it with us when it's out so we can go and engage, share, and comment on it, and make sure that, as Donna said in the masterclass, you're the first person to like it, to share it in as many places you can, and we'll make sure that we're also sharing it. So the more you actually engage with that video and get engagement on it within the first 48 hours, the better. So we would love to help you pick up the algorithm for that video. Please let us know when it's out. Thanks so
Yes.
much, guys. Have a wonderful evening. That's all from
Lovely
us.
evening. And follow us.
Cheers.
We'll see you on Instagram as well.